This is Dr. T.V. Rao, Professor, TVS Institute of Technology, Kavali. So today I am going to explain boiling and condensation. This boiling and condensation, both the processes are phase change process. So phase change means, during this boiling and condensation, liquid becomes vapor or vapor becomes liquid. Like this, there will be a fluid, it changes from one phase to the another phase. But why we are using this boiling and condensation is during thermal power plants. So for steam generation, we use boiling concept, and for condensation, we use condensation concept. So during boiling, the liquid becomes steam or vapor. During condensation, again the steam will convert into the liquid or water. And these two processes are very important in engineering practice. Why? Because these concepts we are going to use thermal power plants for steam generation and water formation. Not only in thermal power plants, this we are going to use in refrigeration systems, air conditioning systems, nuclear reactors and rocket motors for the dissipation of heat or for transfer of heat. Like this boiling and condensation had a lot of industrial applications. So coming to the boiling, first we will discuss the first process, boiling. So then generally all of you know that boiling means it is a boiling of water. During boiling, what happens means the water becomes vapor. That means, so boiling is a process where the liquid becomes vapor. So what is required for boiling means we require a heating element. That means a solid liquid interface. So with the help of a heating element, so we'll convert this water into a vapor. And during this boiling, so we find there will be vapor bubbles. The boiling takes place in the form of a vapor bubbles. Similar to that, so here, so during the boiling there will be heat transfer. This heat transfer, there will be equation, Newton's law of cooling, Q equal to H into Ts minus T saturated. So where H is heat transfer coefficient, and this is a temperature of the heating element, and saturated means this is saturation temperature, 100 degrees centigrade. This Ts minus T saturated we can call as a delta T, or this we will call as excess temperature. This we will call as a excess temperature. Okay. Using this equation, there will be heat transfer we can calculate. Similar to that, there will be one more process, the vaporization. Vaporization means here there is no heating is not at all required. So from the liquid surface, due to the low atmospheric pressure, the continuously water becomes vapor. Okay. So vapor pressure, if it is less than the saturation pressure, the vaporization takes place. It is not a boiling. So coming to the boiling, so as we discuss, so there will be a water, and there will be heating element submerged into the water, and with the help of the heating element we heat the water more than the saturation temperature. Saturation temperature means 100 degrees centigrade. So once if it is more than 100 degrees centigrade means boiling takes place. So such kind of boiling we can call as a pool boiling. So in pool boiling, the heating element is submerged into the water. There will be another type of boiling is we can find. There is a flow boiling. Pool boiling means when the fluid is stationary, the boiling is called as a pool boiling. when the fluid is flowing through the pipes. So respective boiling we can call as a flow boiling. So this too we find in case of a boiling. And both the cases, again there will be another sub-classification, that is a subcooled and saturated boiling. Subcooled means when the temperature is less than the saturation temperature. Saturation temperature means 100 degrees centigrade. If it is less than, means suppose at 80 degrees centigrade if there is a heating, then it is called as a subcooled boiling. Okay. So there will be a bubble formation, and again it will be collapsed, it will be condensed inside the water, and there will be a small vaporization also we can find. It is a subcooled, and suppose if you starts heating at 100 degrees centigrade, if you maintain the water temperature at 100 degrees centigrade, then it is called as saturated boiling. Like this, there will be we have discussed pool boiling and flow boiling and subcooled boiling and saturated boiling. So now we are going to discuss how the boiling takes place at different temperatures and what are the different, again during the boiling, whether it is a pool boiling or flow boiling, how the boiling takes place, what are the different stages of boiling. We'll discuss the help of a boiling curve. This is a boiling curve for saturated water at atmospheric pressure. Again here in boiling we find there will be a 4 stages. One is a natural convection boiling, nucleate boiling, transition or unstable boiling, and film boiling. So transition boiling and film boiling both comes under film boiling only, but here in transition we find there is unstable. We'll see. In x-axis we have taken delta T. Delta T means Ts minus T saturated. Okay. So here the starting point 1 means it is nothing but 101 degrees centigrade. 1 means x-axis the temperature starts from 101. So 101, and the y-axis we have taken heat flux. So 101 means the starting point itself the boiling takes place. So starting we find there will be a convection currents inside the liquid. That's why, so up to delta T equal to 5 degrees centigrade, then we can call it a natural convection. After that we will find there will be bubble formation, and here from A to B, so delta T from 5 to 10, there will be a bubble formation takes place, and again it collapses inside the liquid itself. When it is more than that, what happens means there will be a rapid rise of bubble formation and reaches to the free surface. So this bubble formation stages we can call it a nucleate boiling. Okay, and it reaches to the peak point at point C. We find the maximum bubble formation we can observe at point C. At point C also heat flux also very maximum. After that, and this we will call as a maximum or critical heat flux point. After that, what happens means if start heating, so from delta T from 30 to 100 or 120, what happens means there will be, instead of bubble formation, there will be film formation takes place over the surface of the heating. So due to film formation, what happens in the film formation, so it reduces the heat transfer to the water. Once it starts reduces the heat transfer to the water, means heat flux reduces. Again, so again the film this particular whatever the film formed, it will be collapsed. Again it will form like this. There will be unstable film formation we find during this transition boiling, and when it reaches to the point D, then it becomes stable. So stable means once film formation takes place, means it will continue without any breakup, without any collapsing. Continuously there will be stable film formation we find at point D. So due to this stable film formation, what happens means, again, since temperature here increases, heat flux also increases. After point D, what happens means we find there will be film boiling due to the maximum heat transfer, and when it reaches to the point E means delta T is more than 1000 degrees centigrade. Due to high temperature, what happens means the metal, pipe metal or vessel metal starts melting, and burnt out takes place. Due to burnt out, what happens means the system will collapse. That's why this point E, we call it as a burnt out point. So like this, the boiling takes place. Whether it is in a pool boiling or flow boiling, these are the stages of boiling. And this same boiling here we can understand by some pictorial forms. So during the first stage, we find there will be natural convection current, and second stage there will be bubble formation, and third stage there will be maximum rise of bubble formation, and fourth stage there will be film formation. So this film formation also is unstable film formation, and there will be continuous film development we can find in stable film boiling. And these are the actual pictures of boiling. It's a nucleate boiling. Nucleate boiling means it's a bubble formation. During transition for boiling, there will be a film formation. There is unstable film formation. And film boiling, we find there will be stable film formation. And so this is whatever we have discussed that we can find. There will be, this is the first stage, natural convection. There will be heating inside the water. There will be natural currents we can find. And in nuclear boiling, we find there will be bubble formation. Okay, when boiling takes place, we find there will be vapor bubbles. Due to that, heat transfer to the water, and there will be phase change takes place. And the third stage is during the transition boiling. So there will be a film formation takes place, and it is a film formation also. It is unstable film formation. And in fourth stage film boiling, there is a continuous development of film formation you can find at very high temperatures. And this table represents these coefficients: surface fluid combination. Surface fluid. Here surface is copper and fluid is water. Like this, there will be water copper and water steel and water brass, water nickel. For different metal combinations, we find coefficients and their values. And to calculate this heat flux during nucleate boiling and film boiling, to calculate heat flux during nucleate boiling, we use this equation, and all these equations we find in the heat transfer data book, and the values also we can find in the heat transfer data book. And in nuclear boiling, to find out the maximum heat flux using this equation we can calculate. And coming to the second boiling, that is a film boiling. Film boiling, you want to calculate heat flux means, so first of all you should calculate heat transfer coefficients. Here we find there are two heat transfer coefficients, HC and HR. HC is convection heat transfer coefficient, and HR is radiation heat transfer coefficients. So from this you have to find out mean coefficient. So using this mean coefficient, we have to calculate the heat transfer in film boiling. So like this. So during boiling, we can calculate heat transfer in nuclear boiling as well as in film boiling. So in boiling, we have discussed what is meant by boiling, what are the applications of boiling, and boiling definition, and what are the different types of boiling: pool boiling and flow boiling, and subcooled boiling and saturated boiling. And through boiling diagram, we explained what are the different stages of boiling. So natural convection boiling, nucleate boiling, transition boiling, and film boiling. And we have discussed the empirical equations to calculate heat transfer. Thank you.